Over the years, thousands of servicemen and women have graced the Sacramento International Airport, and tonight we added one more to the list. News 10's Nick Monticelli shows us why this hero's homecoming was so special and why it almost didn't happen, Nick.
Yeah, well, Christina, before we got to the airport, we knew the homecoming of U.S. Army Corporal Jairus Perez was going to be special, but then we met her, a 4-year-old who hadn't seen her daddy in 9 months and just could not stand to wait any longer.
We have been counting down for weeks.
If for whatever reason you need to see what suspense looks like,
so excited,
you should have seen 4-year-old Sydney.
Who's coming home, Sydney?
Dad.
Daddy's homecoming means even more, though, because it almost didn't happen.
My heart stopped. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to do. U.S.
Army Corporal Jairus Perez leads a special team in Afghanistan. Last week, that team was attacked with an improvised explosive device. Shrapnel hit Perez in the arm and the hip, just inches from his grenade.
When I heard his voice, I knew my boy's okay.
So sure, it was a setback, but nothing was going to keep him from his grandma, his mother, his brother, and certainly not the camouflage boots filled by the youngest love of his life.
It was shocking. I just seeing all you guys, all the support and stuff. It was great. It was great to see her. She's gotten big. It's just I'm at a loss for words, really.
Daddy have an owie?
Yeah. Say yeah.
And a Purple Heart too, huh?
Oh yeah, that's the second reason this homecoming was so special. Just days before shipping home, Perez was given that Purple Heart and maybe to come, a medal for bravery. Minutes after that explosion, while they were still being attacked, Perez found an unconscious comrade and pulled him to safety.
Made sure he wasn't bleeding anywhere. And then I said, hey, look at me. My hip kind of hurts. And he took a quick glance at me and told me I was bleeding. I was like, all right, cool. Put a Band-Aid on. Let's go.
Love you.
So kiss by kiss, Jairus will ease back into civilian life, but only for 2 weeks because he says there's a job that needs to be done, even if that means more suspense in the place he'd much rather be.
It's just good to be home. It's really.
So it could take 4 weeks for a full recovery, and then he's got 2 weeks off, and then another 3 months overseas, and then he could potentially be right back here in Sacramento for good. Now, there are several other untold stories. Part of this I can see you're tearing up just a little bit.
A little bit.
Untold stories. The first part is that on the day of that attack, he actually had pneumonia and was not supposed to be with his unit. He said, there is no way I am staying behind. And of course, as many servicemen and women did, he enlisted in the Army the day after 9/11.
No kidding.
He's the kind of guy that makes us all so proud.
Yeah. He is a soldier. We can't wait for the day that he and his comrades are back here for good.
And he also mentioned, before I left the airport, he said, please make sure that we send prayers and thoughts to everyone else overseas, because he said there are so many others that we tend to forget about. And he said this war in Afghanistan and Iraq is far from over, despite what we've seen.
Oh, welcome home. Enjoy your family.